gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John Lobster, come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Lobster. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John Livestream, come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact,
you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
What's at stake here is democracy itself. It's now Donald Trump's party. And if he's elected, the consequences will be catastrophic.
such a flagrant, toxic narcissist that he wants to take down the entire democratic system with him if he goes.
And I didn't need little Bruce Springsteen and all of these.
Are you surprised that he's trash talking you after all this time?
Not really.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. The stewardship of the nation has been thrown away to somebody who doesn't have a clue as to what that means.
Bruce Springsteen, we have a much bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen, right? Much bigger. Hillary got Bruce Springsteen, I'll never forget. And the place was pretty full. Not full like our places are full, and I don't have a guitar.
It was okay. It was so worth it. There is no one you would rather go to a Springsteen concert in Jersey with than him. Than that guy. Brooks.
For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River.
Okay.
Which is a journey. You know all the tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I almost made it on time. Doggone it. Well, I'm here. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got a little bit of a crowd here already. I was just going in and I was grabbing my coffee. Had to go grab my coffee. So anyhow, if you guys can hear me, let me know. Now, first, I see first in the chat is Mr. Bob Newell. Been waiting patiently. He says, I can't hear you. Hopefully you can hear me now. Applets is here. Teresa TAK is in the chat. Good morning to Teresa. It is now 9:10 a.m. here in the Pacific time zone. And I was just finishing up my little breakfast sandwich here from Jack in the Box. So I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to finish this off. I know it's bad form to be eating, stuff in my face here on the camera, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But we've got Tamara Price here. Carrie C is in the chat. It's good to see Carrie C. It's good to see Carrie C. William's here. Hey, Chuckers and everyone. Good to see William. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie. Thanks for being here, by the way. Nick Rich is here. Like number 7. Good day, Teresa and Kay. How are you today? Let's see here. We got MJ Daniel. Good to see MJ. Thanks for being here. Hanging out with us this morning. Jolie says, woot, woot. Chugger John time. Mike Mayberry. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, TJ. Good morning to you, Mike Mayberry. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. In the old driver's lounge. Mike Mayberry, hi everyone. I always feel so welcome here. Well, I'm glad you feel welcome. You are welcome. You're very much welcome. Let's see. Just scrolling on down here. Jolie says we got a great group of people here. Yeah, and we're all glad that Mike Mayberry is here. That's right. Mike Mayberry. House Sparks shouted my band out yesterday morning. It made my day. What's your band, Mike? I'll shout it out too. Search for You's here. Howdy ho. Howdy hey. Howdy ho. The old Search for You. Did you search for me? Did you really search for me? Mr. Spock? Hey, Chicken Talk with Mr. Spock. And now I'm trying to do my Vulcan greeting. But did you see on the the Greeks, the Greeks will be next. The geeks and I call it Geeks and Freaks. It wasn't Geeks and Freaks. It was Geeks and Nerds. Geeks and Nerds with Linda Carter that Hal was on and a bunch of people were on, and George Takei was on there. And did you see when he did the Vulcan thing? I mean, his put mine to shame. I mean, that almost looked like I almost thought it was like AI the way his fingers were spread so perfectly, and he did a great job. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, so I'm just scrolling on down here. Pamela's here. Hello from Florida, everyone. What? Trucker John late? No way. Well, actually, I was not really that late. I think I started it. I think I pushed the button to start the little intro there at, it might have been 9:01 or 9:02, something like that. That's earlier for me. Mike Mayberry, thanks, Jolie. Nick Rich is there. I'm just scrolling on down. At some point, I'm going to take a bite here on my sandwich. Wow. That's good stuff. This is Jack in the Box. Sausage croissant. The sausage croissant. And they give you a big hash brown patty. I just put the hash brown patty right in the sandwich. Mwah. Have you ever seen someone so excited about a Jack in the Box sandwich? Search for You. How about those Dodgers? Yeah. I mean, it's coming down. This is a great series with San Diego. So far, they split the first two games. It is kind of a playoff atmosphere already, which is kind of cool. Shohei Ohtani, MVP, no doubt. I'm making a mess. No doubt, National League MVP. You're looking at Shohei Ohtani. I would just like to see. Maybe I'm getting out ahead of my skis here. I wish the goddamn Dodgers could win a goddamn World Series in a 162 game season. I'm getting so sick and tired of this choking as I spit. Sorry about that. I think I spit. Something came out. I'm sorry. I'm sick and tired. They're like the Atlanta Braves of the 90s? You know, they win their division over and over and over and over again, and then they just choke in the playoffs. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. And I may be wrong, but I don't think you can manage in the playoffs the same way you do during the regular season. And you got to throw some of that fucking analytics shit out the fucking window. In the playoffs are a whole different animal. Pamela says, we don't care, eat. Thank you, Pamela. Jolie says, still waiting on our new high-tech graphics with colored stripe. I know. Thanks for reminding me. I know. I need to do that. Maybe I'll have it up and running for Members Only Monday. If you guys want to see the new high-tech colored graphics, then become a member, and you'll see it on Members Only Monday. Mr. Rodnell, when driving, do you use your turn indicators? I absolutely do. 100%. 100%. Robert Perez says, top of the morning to you, Trucker John, and all the pretty people, Democrats, out and about. Thank you, Robert Perez. Thanks for being here. Now I'm going to finish my OJ. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. I love orange juice. I know there are some people in this chat that don't like orange juice. I'm not going to name any names. But I love orange juice. But I got orange juice. I got a little water here for later on in the show because I know I'll be getting dry and thirsty. And I got my coffee. Lots of liquids here. Lots of liquids here in the old Trucker John show. All right. So Mr. Spock says, I'm going to weed run. I'm going for, this is how like weed I am as far as like, marijuana. At first I thought, I haven't even finished the thing yet, but I thought Mr. Spock was talking about like weeding, like gardening, you know what I mean? Okay, anyhow, but Mr. Spock says no. Says, I'm going on for a weed run soon, Nick Rich. What should I get? 2 grams of Shatter 25 or weed? Question mark? Gotta get enough till harvest, probably 3 weeks. So you just gotta get something to hold you over until you can get your own crop going in there, I guess. All right, well, hope that works out. Hope you get a good strain, or what have you. Let's see. Jolie says, I love the Geeks and Nerds live stream. Yeah, I watched all the way up until just past when Hal came on with Frangela and Greg Proops. And who else is on? Was that it? They had Frangela, they had Proops. Who was it? Was there someone in the left top corner? I forget who. There had to be another person up there, right? I can't. Nah, that's scary, kind of scary. I just watched the show, and I'm blanking on who the other person was. But yeah, and then I watched another maybe 10 minutes after that, and then I had to hit the streets. I had to get on the streets there and do my thing. Hey, Tim Farrell said, hey, gang, multitasking, but listening. Well, thank you for being here. One of our resident Tims. Always good to see Tim Farrell in the chat, except for when he busts my chops. No, I know it's all in good fun. Tim Farrell, also resident comedian, I think, of the Trucker John show. MJ Daniel says, George is great. I follow him on Facebook. Oh, Mike Mayberry says, my band is called Callow Ruse. We're on Spotify if you like female-fronted, heavy alternative rock. Thanks, TJ. Well, you know what? I just so happen to love heavy, female-fronted, heavy alternative rock. So you're sounds like you guys are right in my wheelhouse of listening. So you're on Spotify. I will have to check that out. Callow Ruse. Callow Ruse. Callow Ruse. Yeah, we're going to check that out for sure. For show. I'm going to check that out. Let's see. We got Nick Rich. I only buy flour. Okay. Mike Mayberry. Jack in the Box has decent breakfast. Actually, you know what? over the years, I probably maybe I've had a few here and there, and it's just never had a problem with it or whatever. But there just so happens to be a Jack in the Box where I live right down the street. I mean, literally, it's like less than a quarter of a mile from where I live, probably. And so whenever I do my live streams, I'm usually running late, but I'm hungry. I want to get something to eat. So I get in the car, I run down there. And so since I've been living here in this apartment for almost a year, it's already been a year. Can you guys believe how fast time flies? It's been almost a year already since, because it was October something, mid-October, I think, when I moved in here. But anyhow, so since I've lived here, I've been eating these breakfasts just about every Tuesday and Thursday morning, and I think they are pretty good, pretty damn good. Mike, you're right. They have decent breakfast, and I would say maybe even a little bit more than decent. I find them to be pretty damn decent. Yeah, maybe decent is the good word. Let's see. MJ Daniel got a saw. And by the way, at the Geeks and Nerds, I did contribute a little bit. Did you guys do any little contributions? I was going to do Team Space, and I'm glad I waited because I just assumed, I thought, Hal was going to be, because he's always into space and NASA and all that stuff. I kind of assumed that he would be on the Team Space or whatever it was called, Space Travelers, I guess, whatever. And I'm glad I waited till they came on before I contributed anything, donated, because he said that they were on the Earth Heroes or whatever it was called. So then I went ahead and I just did my contribution in the name of the Earth Heroes, or whatever, however they were doing it. And because I want to be on Team Sparks, you know what I mean? I'm Team Sparks. Hey, Paul Sharky Mannion from across the pond is here, and here's Paul. Paul says, "Hello, TJ and fellow truckers. It looks like you are starving with hunger." And an Irish expression. Yes, I'm very. Yeah. It does look that way, doesn't it? I'm fading away right before your very eyes. I'm vanishing. You called that one, Sharky. Mike Mibbery, at least you're not a White Sox fan. Nope. Dodger fan for life. Since I was a little kid, Dodgers Rams since the mid '60s. I've been Dodgers, Rams, Lakers. Never was really a hockey fan, but I would kind of root for the Kings. Now that I'm here in Vegas, I kind of root for the Golden Knights, even though I'm not, like I said, I'm super casual as a hockey fan. By that, I mean I don't really watch it all that often. And I don't really watch basketball all that often anymore either. It's pretty much just baseball and football. You kind of got to, there's only so much stuff you can watch, you know what I mean? And so I'm mainly baseball and football. And the way the seasons are so long now, it kind of works out, like in the old days, it seems like the seasons were shorter, and so you could watch all four of those sports or whatever, even though there was some overlap. But now it's pretty much, football takes care of the winter and the, fall and winter, and baseball pretty much spring and summer, and then of course now we're getting into fall, the postseason. But it kind of works out. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Hey, Alarasia, member for 1 month driver. Hello, TJ, fellow lounge members. Thank you, Alarasia, for being a member. That's so awesome. And maybe we'll see you on Monday for Members Only Monday. And maybe we'll have some of those high-tech graphics with the colors, different colors. Something to look forward to on Monday. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Hello there. Hello, everybody. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyhow, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Mr. Baldnewell, how often should I clean my bong? I wouldn't know. I suppose Nick Rich or Mr. Spock might know better than me on the frequency of that. According to Nick Rich, now I'm about 6 minutes behind in the chat because he's got the 9:20 in Vegas. It's 9:26 right now, actual. So I'm 6 minutes behind. Brandon Wood. Oh, Fugel. No, it wasn't Fugelsang because they did. Hey, Brad. By the way, hi, Brandon Woods. Good to see you. Fugelsang did his own separate deal with some other dude. I think it's a guy that he's on with Sirius Radio. Maybe they do a show together, and they just did a thing where it was sort of like Mystery Science Theater type of deal. They played. I guess it was like part of a Trump speech, and then they kind of like made they would interject. Jolie says, "Did you see all the Star Trek peeps towards the end?" Oh, I didn't. I don't think I did because I think I shut it off. I got on. I left. I forget who I saw after Hal. I know I watched for another, I think, few minutes, 10 minutes or so, but I don't even remember who came on right after Hal. I don't even remember who the other person was with Hal in that group. I know they had Frangela on each side of him. Right on the bottom was Hal, and then on each side he had Frangela, and then up in the upper right hand corner was Greg Proost, and in the upper left hand corner I can't remember. I'm totally blanking it out. That's kind of scary. How you could just totally blank something out right now, or I said right now because as I was speaking, I saw Search for You says Hal is mass tweeting right now. You know what? I wouldn't even know because I deactivated my X account a few months ago, just because I'm so sick and tired of Elon Musk and all his shit. I decided to deactivate my account, and I'd been on there for like 15 years. Going back to Twitter, of course. So I guess I won't see those tweets. That's why I think Hal, instead of tweeting, I think he should just use his community page on YouTube or something, or Discord, his Discord page. But I guess those aren't the big platforms that X is. So, and he can get his messages out. Message. Yeah, but Search for You, if he's tweeting anything about showtimes or updates on showtimes or whatever, let me know. See, that's the thing I wish he would use his community page on YouTube about. I wish if he had a showtime update, I wish he would use the community page on YouTube. It's a very useful thing, and it seems like no one hardly ever uses it for some reason. And if you're doing a lot live streams and you're on YouTube a lot, I think you could use your community page to get messages out to your members who watch your show regularly. Mr. Block, isn't it Xing, not tweeting, or shitting like some people say, shitting, because X is like X? I don't know, man. Julie says, should I post your YouTube channel at Mike Mayberry? Oh, that would be cool. And then we could all, at some point, go and check out the band. Mr. Bob Newell, when can we talk about Trump? You can talk about Trump anytime you like, Mr. Bob Newell. You can start talking about Trump right this very instant, if you so desire. Mr. Spot, can't mods only post YouTube channels at Jolie? I don't know. I'm stoned. I believe so. Mods and myself, whoever the channel owner is or whatever. They non-useful. Good to see non-useful in the chat. I've seen non-useful around in other chats, and good to see you. Says non-useful says Trugger John. I thought you were a homeowner. I paid cash for my home to be built from the ground up. Just asking. Well, good for you for doing that. You're able to pay cash for your home and all that stuff. No, I'm in an apartment. I'm an apartment dweller. Jolie says, yes, I contributed to Team Space. We won. Oh, but I think Hal was on the other one, so you win against Hal. Nick Rich says there's a few thumbs ups missing. Lurkers or our resident trolls. Oh, right now, yeah, I got 34 watched and only 28 thumbs ups. You are so correct, Nick. We are. There's some. Is it laggers or slackers or both? Jolie says I can post any links at Mr. Spock, and here's the link Jolie posted for Mike Mayberry. over there on the YouTubes, and they got. I'm gonna go ahead and sub you, Mike. I just subbed you, so now you're up to 117 probably, and you got some videos, and I'll check those out at my leisure. At my leisure, a little later on, when I'm not talking with my little mic. Internet's smallest mic. Not Mike Mayberry, but I'm talking about microphone. Anywho, I look at there. I think I'm 3 minutes behind now. Nick says 9:30 in Vegas, so I'm about 3 minutes behind, and I'm about to be caught up. Looks like. Let's see. We got Search for You says no info on House showtimes, just current events. Diddy, Eric, and the orange one. Trophy Cat, I love apartments, no yard work. That's true. I have no yard work. I have not done yard work in a long, long, long time. So there are pros and cons, I suppose, to everything. Trophy Cat, oh wait, I read that. Bob Newell, Trump is a douchebag. There you go. You wanted to talk about Trump? There you go. And I would agree with that assessment. Pretty much, the Trump is a douchebag, amongst other things. I mean, now you got me started on Trump. I really do, it's not very often that I say I hate someone. You know what I mean? There's lots of people that maybe I don't like, I don't care for, I don't want to have anything to do with. But Donald Trump, I can say I hate Donald Trump. But now that I say that, now it's like I feel like, oh, now I'm like him, because I'm thinking about his all caps tweet when he said, I hate Taylor Swift. But I think we have good reason to hate Donald Trump. Plenty of good reason he's given us, right, over the years. Whereas Taylor Swift, he just hates her because he hates that she has a huge fan base following, and she's telling everyone to vote. So little baby Trump, he don't like that. I hate Taylor Swift. Well, Trump, you know what? I hate you. So there, Donald. Jolie says, well, Hal is a traitor. His background is space. Well, I'm sure maybe he didn't have much choice. Maybe they were assigning people, like from the producers there, and he's a good sport. And he was just going with the flow, or whatever. Bob Newell, Mr. Bob Newell says 12:33. So I'm about 2 minutes behind you. I'm trying to catch up here in my little time machine, I guess. MJ Daniel, never been on Twitter, and I'm not sorry. Actually, it was really good. I think it's a great format, and I used to really love Twitter. But as soon as Musk took it over and then just made it into his own little sort of Nazi platform or whatever, I just had enough. So I got off of it. Completely deactivated my account. MJ Daniel says, don't mind yard work, but can't right now because of my back. And it sucks. It does suck. Bad backs suck. Nick Rich says, is Thursday a slow day for Uber in Vegas? No. I'm not even going to finish the sentence. No. In fact, there really are no slow days. There are slower days, I guess. Days that aren't as busy as other days, but there are no slow days. Pretty much. But Thursday gets it starts getting it starts winding up for the weekend, because Fridays and Saturdays definitely are the busiest days. But Thursday will be today will be good, because this is a lot of time. This is a day when a lot of people fly in to town. They come in a lot of times on Thursday. Not everybody, but you get a big where people are either flying in or driving in. A lot of people drive in from LA, from Southern SoCal. So we get a lot of people coming on Thursdays, and then Friday and Saturday it's just usually off the hook, as the kids like to say. But yeah, Thursday is a pretty good day. MJ Daniel says, "Yep, I do not hate lightly, but Captain Bone Spurs and the Couch Commando Vance, I do. Yeah, they're just really despicable. They really are showing, and they're not even, I guess, afraid to show how despicable they are. They don't even hide it with the shit they say. You know, they stoke this fear and of others. You know, and talking about the Haitian community there in Springfield, Ohio. They don't really give a fuck if anybody gets hurt by the things that they say. They are just despicable. They really, really are. Robert Perez, hey Johnny, you're my truck driving here. Oh, thank you, Robert Perez. Thank you so much. Mike Mayberry says, I think it's safe to hate anyone who associated with Epstein. Yeah, you're probably not too out of line with that, Jolie says, agree. Trucker John, I can't really think of anyone I hate but Trump. I freaking hate him. He has divided this country and even families. Yeah, he did. And I've said the story. A lot of you have had the stories about close family members that maybe you had different opinions, and we were like talking about like my brother and sister, and even some cousins and things. Yeah, sure, we've always been maybe on the opposite sides of the aisle politically, but a lot of my family really aren't that political to begin with. But for some reason, they got into Trump, and as soon as Trump, really, when Trump won in 2016, I have not spoken to my brother or sister since about probably somewhere in 2016, like during that year, halfway point or whatever. And I directly attribute that to Trump. And it's not like I say, hey, I didn't stop. Really, I didn't stop talking to them. They stopped talking to me. So, because I tried to reach out to them a few times, and they just fucking ignored me. So I'm just like, okay, I guess that's how you want to do it. And we haven't spoken since. I think it's kind of sad. Robert Perez says the world is watching and waiting for Trump to get sentenced and put away for good. Yeah, that's going to be. That's after the election, right? November 20th or something. Torby Cat says this feminine products in the boys' locker room is so dumb. If you ever played high school sports, you would know the visiting team uses the other locker room. It's that simple. Oh, I guess, are you talking about they keep trying to, it's one of their talking points about walls or something because of one of the, I guess something that he had backed in Minnesota. And so, of course, they just take something out of context. They don't believe in any type of, really talking about the issue. They just, it's the same thing with boys playing girls sports or whatever, and that's all they say. They just have that one sentence, and they don't really go into, the details of what all that is about, Mr. Flex says, I commented on Britney Spears' clip on X, instantly banned, wanted to see what would happen, laughing out loud. First comment on X also. Mark Longo's here. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Says, can't blame you for rejecting Twitter. Have you considered Blue Sky? I don't think I've heard of it, but, I've got too many because I was looking for other places. So I went to Threads. I went to Substack. I have those. Of course, I've got, I still have Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, which is I just basically like that because for the filters, I had a lot of videos I was making with those filters especially during COVID. And Discord. So I just don't think I need to keep looking. And then there was was it Mastodon, and that was really hard to figure out. So for me, anyhow, or I just did. I really loved how X was really easy and simple to use and to navigate, and it was and I don't think anyone has really been able to duplicate X or Twitter. You know, I really think Twitter was really, really cool. But Elon Musk fucked it all up, just like he's fucking up Tesla. I love Tesla cars, but I don't like Elon Musk. And so that makes me not want to ever buy a Tesla just because their founder and CEO is a complete and utter fucking douchebag. Going back to the douchebag theme. Theme of the day, douchebag. Thank you very much. Keith Belitz here. Hey, Keith, good to see you. Says, I used to have multiple Twitter accounts, including one supporting Pete Buttigieg. Apparently no more, huh? Dick Rich says, what's the cost for average? What's the cost for average in your neck of the woods at Mr. Spock? Well, I guess you guys are having a private conversation about the cost of something. I don't know. Hey, Pamela says, question at Trucker John. As a Uber driver, can you refuse to transport someone with a service animal? No. The answer would be no. And the reason I'm looking up in the sky, I'm thinking, because I know that Uber, they send out these little, periodically, they send out little email reminders about that. And if someone has a service animal, and you're supposed to take them, you know. And I think even if they're not a service animal, you know, officially, I think you're supposed. Uber wants you to take them, as long as the pet, you know. And we're mainly talking about dogs here. I haven't had any other pets, but in the Uber. But I have had people with dogs, a couple, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times, and you know, it's been fine. And I think Uber wants you to take the dog, someone that has a dog, no matter what, unless the dog is unruly or if there's going to be some issue, you know, with the way the dog is, I guess. You know, if you think the dog is going to like chew up your seats or something, I don't know. But so far I've had, I think I'm thinking at least 2, I've been doing this for, I guess, over a year and a half now. And I'm trying to think, I know I've had at least 2 people with dogs, maybe 3. And the dogs were great. They were very well behaved. And, you know, so I haven't had any problems with that. But yeah, you're supposed, especially if it's an official service animal, then you're supposed to take it. Let's see, where am I at here? Non-useful says Coca-Cola's customization machine on your paid for can of Coke allowed names like Allah, Buddha, and Satan, but rejected Jesus, displaying an error message. Well, that's not fair. Especially since there's lots of Jesuses around that would have liked to have that experience. So that's not fair. Trophy Cat says exactly. I don't know. See, when I get kind of behind, I guess I was talking about Walls. Yeah, the Walls situation. Mr. Spock says, depending on where you look, okay, you guys talking about pot or whatever, I think, so I'm going to just skip that. Not that I have anything against pot, but I just, you know, I don't know about prices or whatever. Non-useful says Southeast Missouri land goes for approximately $25,000 an acre. Well, there you go. Maybe we should have a push for Democrats to start moving to Missouri. We've talked about this before, and other people have talked about that. It may sound silly, but some of these places, now Missouri has a little bit more population but I've always thought about Miami, Montana. Democrats should move to Miami too, probably. But Montana, it's a little more expensive than Miami. But Wyoming, Montana, you know, Idaho, these places are relatively cheap land compared to, you know, California or New York or whatever, and southern Florida. But Missouri, you know, you got the Ozarks. The Ozarks, yeah, you got that. You got your Ozarks. You got your National Cave Monument, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, so maybe we should have a push, a drive, as it were, to get Democrats maybe to move to some of these states and start voting blue. We need you in Montana. We need to make sure John Tester wins. Missouri is Missouri Josh Hawley? Was it Kuntz? Was that the state? Am I in the right state? Where's Hawley? Hawley's either Ohio or Missouri, right? But wherever he's at, we need him out. I know it's probably too late to do this big land move, but it's something to think about. Let's see. Trophy Cat says, I love Pete Buttigieg. Could listen to him talk all day. He doesn't back down. Yeah, Pete's good. It is fun to see him go into like Fox News and just fucking shred those assholes, you know. Pamela says, thank you. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, Pamela. That was about the dog question. Yeah. Okay. Robert Perez, is South Missouri in Tornado Alley? Ooh, it might be, Robert. Could be. Make sure you get a good storm shelter if you're going to build out there, I guess. Mr. Spock, you guys talking about eighths. What's a lid? How much is a lid? I remember back in the day, it's like, you know, $10 lids or whatever. I don't know. Nick Rich, I meant acreage of land. Slava Ukraini. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Okay, you meant acreage. All right. Thanks for the correction. Non-useful says Southeast Missouri is in Tornado Alley. So you might want to stay out of the southeast part. But Keith Polite says it's beautiful. So it's beautiful, but you might get a tornado landing on you. Like I said, make sure you have access to a good storm shelter. You know, maybe that'll help. Non-useful says you're okay with tornadoes if you build on the east side of a hill. All right, that's good to know. Keith Polite says Hawley is senator from Missouri, even though he doesn't live there. Yeah, so we should do a big push for Democrats to move to Missouri. Although, like I said, too late for this voting cycle. Non-useful says southeastern Missouri is the Napa Valley of the Midwest. Oh, who knew? Who knew? Mad Max says good old days. Lids were $10. Yeah, but how? I forget how much is a lid? Like, you know, in terms of grams or whatever. I don't know. Mr. Slash said lid is an ounce. I think. I don't know. An ounce. That sounds about right. Hey, Fancy's here. Never fear, Fancy's here. Good to see Fancy. Thanks for joining us here today. Thanks for hanging out. It's this Thoughtful Thursday. We're just in thought, kicking around some thoughts today. If you guys have any thoughts you'd like to share, let me know. Let us all know here in chat. Let's see. Nick Rich says a lid is 4 fingers of bud in a bag or a coffee can lid full. Coffee can lid. Yeah, I knew it had something to do with that. And I remember, people would go, do that thing. Well, Fancy, welcome to Driver. All right, so Fancy is a driver. Thank you so much for that, Fancy. Thanks for supporting the show by being a driver. I'm just going on down. Fancy. Mike Mayberry says, sorry, stepped away for a minute doing laundry. Sucks. Hey, that's okay. We were kind of wondering, where's Mike? And then we're like, he might be doing some laundry. Actually, we didn't. No one said that. But in retrospect, it all makes sense now. Mrs. Fuck, I was right. Google says a lid is approximately an ounce. Approximately, because some people's fingers might be bigger than other people's. So it's approximately. Non-useful says rural. Whenever I say rural, I sound like I just took a Quaalude or something. Rural. Welcome to rural Missouri. Anyhow, this segment of the show brought to you by the old Quaaludes of 1988 or whatever year it was. I don't know. Let's see. No, actually, it'd be in 1981 for me, or two. Let's see. Non-useful. Okay, here we are. Rural Missouri. You can find homes and farmhouses that rent for $500 monthly. Damn, Democrats, get in on that. Come on, you Democrats. Get out of that high rent situation in the big city. Go on down to Missouri. Go down to Missouri, get you some nice cheap rent. And while you're there, you can take over the districts. You can vote blue, turn them all, you can flip them blue. You're living high in the hog with that $500 a month rent, you can go on down there and flip a district. You can flip that state blue, god damn it, come on. Think, people, you gotta think, use your noggins. Get out of that big city high rent. Of course, I don't know what kind of jobs they got down there, but maybe you could just, I don't know, do like they do on Ozarks and just set up your own money laundering places and sell drugs from the cartel. That sounds a bit risky, though. That was parody. That was not really any type of real advice, by the way, lest I get sued for something. Anyhow, but hey, $500 a month, that sounds awesome. Come on, Democrats. Let's take over Missouri. Let's do it. Let's take over Missouri. Keith Fleet says Columbia, Missouri has the #1 farmers market in the country. It's also a blue dot in the state. We need more blue dots. We need some more blue dots over there. Let's see. I'm going on down. Mike Mayberry says, Julie, for sure, my laundry always ends up staying in the hamper, laughing out loud. Right where it belongs. It's a good place to, find clothes that you might need to wear later on. Torby Cat says, I heard Iowa may turn blue. Well, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's do it. Let's do it, Dims. Let's flip these states. Let's turn them blue. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Let's vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. Copyright Trucker John. Nick Rich says, I bought 4 lids of Mexican weed in El Paso in 1977 for $40. We had more than a quarter pound. Can you imagine that? The good old days of buying weed in El Paso. Oh, the memories. Jolie says, there is a load of towels that's been sitting in my dining room table for 3 days. Get on that. Come on, Jolie, get on that. Get them towels. Towels are, you need towels. You need clean towels. So come on now. Come on. Pamela says, I was born in Missouri. I remember my grandma's root cellar, which maybe could double as a storm shelter. I don't know. But yeah, I've been through Missouri quite a few times as a truck driver. I've been through there. And also went there a long, long time ago. My grandfather lived in, I guess it was, the Kansas City, the Missouri side, but it wasn't actually, the actual town was, I think, maybe Independence or right out of KC, the town he lived in. I think it might have been Independence, Missouri, I believe. Been so long ago. I was, last time I was there, I was probably 13 or something. So, Mr. Spock, one more trying to set up the carb on the moped, then I changed the carb. Watch out for carbs. Non-useful. Missouri was the last state to sell slaves on the St. Louis courthouse steps in 1898. What's up with that? Wasn't the Civil War over in 1865? 1865? And 38 years later, they were still selling slaves? What's up with that, Missouri? A little slow to the times, Missouri. Now I know why they call it Missouri. Fancy says, Mad Mac knows his weed. Mad Mac says, I bet you had to clean stems and seeds out of that Mexican weed. I think that was common with a lot of weed. Fancy says, clean or dirty? Joey says, clean, but around here, that's a fair question. I was assuming it was dirty and you hadn't taken them into the laundry room yet. But that does sound kind of, why would I think that? Because why would you put dirty laundry on your... Anyhow, let's move on. Nick Rich says it was better than me and my buddies expected. Smoked a lot, lasted a long time. Man, you guys, you reminisce over marijuana like, I don't know, like most people reminisce about pretty girls they met or something. It's like a pretty bag of weed. Ah, the memories. Non-Musel says, read up on the Missouri Compromise. That gives you an idea why slavery in Missouri hung on for so long. Oh, the old Missouri Compromise. That's right. I forgot all about that. The goddamn Missouri Compromise. That's what happens when you compromise. Have slavery. Fancy stoner vibes, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Got some stoner vibes going on in here in the chat. Nick Rich, you never forget a great cannabis buzz. Apparently not. And this must have been a great buzz. You're going back to the 70s on it. Mad Max, yeah, the good old days. Torby Cat says 45's Mike caught him ripping his pants again yesterday. Oh, I didn't hear about that. So on the mic, as in microphone, the MIC kind of mic, you could hear his pants ripping, huh? Wow. Now, was it because he was bending over or was moving? Or was it because he just shit his diaper so forcefully? Jolie says, like, subscribe, and share. Yes, share, share, share. You'd be surprised how sharing is caring, and sharing helps the show. It opens up the link to this show to other people that might not otherwise have found it. So sharing is important. If you guys hit that share button, share it out to your socials. You just never know. You never know. I think we've had a few people come in. They saw someone had shared it, So you just never know. It couldn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. And then, like, who in their right mind would want to miss this? You know what I mean? Who? I ask who? Eric Zimmerman says later. Does that mean you're leaving? Yeah, later, dude. All right, dude, later. Well, Eric, I'm glad. Hopefully you were here for some time and you were lurking, maybe. I hope you'll come back. Hope you come on back, Eric. Next show will be Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, thereabouts. Right after the House Sparks show, we'll do a House Sparks hangout, post-show hangout on Saturday, and then Monday, if you're a member, we got members only Mondays, and hopefully by then maybe I'll have some colorful markers, graphics, colorful graphics, and also maybe I'll learn how to talk by then. That would be nice. Let me know if this mic. This little mic boom thing is just like got a whole new position. Hopefully, I'm coming through loud and clear. Hello, can you hear me? Mad Max says it was a fart, TJ. So he ripped such a forcible fart. Forcible fart. Now that sounds like maybe a band name. Forcible fart. And it ripped through, huh? Non-useful says Southern Missouri was a no-go. Wait, was a no-go ever, while Northern Missouri was the sundown towns of the state. Oh, no-go ever. And yeah, the sundowns. Don't be around after sundown. Lovely place. Well, let's turn it blue. So maybe it will be lovely. Lovely place. Okay. Let's see, what was I doing here? Nick Rich, on a lighter note, Keith Fleet, my neighborhood in Como is progressive, if not more so, than my one in San Francisco. Wow. Missouri is diabolically gerrymandered. We need to get rid of that illegal gerrymandering. Eric Zimmerman, Al Gore rhythm. Mr. Spock, microphone assassin. What television celebrity holds that moniker? I don't know, Mr. Spock. I do not know. Don O'Leary, hello, gotta run. All right, Don. Well, thanks for being here for however long you were here, and don't be a stranger. Come on back. Come on back. Mike Mayberry says, this is the greatest stream of all time. Many people are saying it bigly. I've heard people are saying that this is the greatest stream of all time. That's right, Mike. You got that right. You sure got that right. No. Or whatever. I was trying to do, was it Skinner? Who did the, you got that right? Oh. Was it Skinner? Or who was it? Eric Zimmerman, it was a reply to Trump shitting his pants. Shitting his pants. Mr. Trump, you've shit your pants. Again. I remember that back during COVID, I started, even though I don't know how to write music, and I'm not musical really, I was trying to write a sort of like an opera or a rock. I don't know if it'd be a rock opera about Trump, and I actually posted a couple of little songs that I kind of made up in my, just singing it a cappella. I posted those somewhere. I don't remember where I posted it. It might have been on Twitter. Maybe that's where they're gone now. But I always thought it'd be funny to make sort of Trump the musical. Now I just think I have a song for it. It's like, Mr. Trump, you've shit your pants once again, once again. I don't know. Anyhow, just something to think about. Jolie says, "Oh, I almost forgot. I saw a huge Kamala Harris sign down the road from my house. That's unusual for here. Made my day." That is awesome, Jolie, because I know you've talked about your neighbors before and how they're right-wing nut jobs. And yeah, to see a huge Kamala Harris sign where you're at, that's amazing. That is pretty amazing. It just shows I think the popularity of Kamala Harris it's amazing how she's getting a lot of Republicans to side with her. And that's, I don't remember ever seeing it like that with Obama. This is like way more popular, this campaign, than even Obama, and that was popular, and I loved Obama. But this is even more, and this is just amazing. Let's see here. Okay. Mag Mayberry, "You Shit Your Pants" was a Skynyrd song, I think. That's funny. Robert Perez, Trucker John, can you please get to the oranges of your story? Oh, yeah, the oranges. Josh, been driving and listening, made it to work. Cheers. Hey, I'm glad you made it to work, Josh. Have a good day at work. Tell all of your workmates about Trucker John channel. Mad Max says, "I had a girlfriend that lives in Truro. I don't know where Truro is. You don't hear that town's name very often. Cornwall is beautiful," at Mr. Spock. I don't think I've heard of either of those places. Jolie says, "I love J-Rock," at Mr. Spock. Know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're saying. Mr. Spock might know what you're saying. But I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel so left out. Let's see. Nick Rich says, Truro NS drove past it in the 80s. Are these Canadian places? I know nothing about Canada other than Montreal has a lot of French-speaking people. That's all I know about Canada, I guess, apparently. Torpicat, Trump stock fell under $10 today. Oh, where's Chad? Chad, no wonder you're not around. You're just in mourning. Chad is in mourning, I guess. Keith Palit, so looking forward to Tim Walz-Vance debate. Go, Coach. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, too. I believe that is October, is it 10th? If anyone can update me on that, that would be great. Mr. Spock, Victoria Park is beautiful and endless. Wow. Endless, you say? Robert Perez says, if I had a job, I'd tell management about your show, Trucker John. Well, thank you, Robert. Well, I don't know if you want to tell management. Management are usually kind of douchey, but your workmates. I don't know. Mad Matt, Cornwall is in southwest England, TJ. Thank you very much. Cornwall, the great from the great Cornwall disaster of 1892. It's coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Mad Spark says, I know what you're saying. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Mad Spark. Have I seen Mad Spark in here before? I don't know if I have. Oh, well, you're a member, so I guess I have. Thanks for being here, by the way. Mad Spark. Maybe you don't come around enough, and I forgot all about you. You need to come around a little more often. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. As we have some Thursday thoughts. These are our Thursday thoughts, apparently. So far, let's recap. What have our Thursday thoughts been? A lot of weed talk. We talked a little bit about dogs and Ubers. We talked about Missouri. Moving to Missouri. Democrats moving to Missouri. Cheap rent. There. Might want to think about that. So that's our Thursday thoughts. Pamela says, Chad is drowning in his tears. Mad Spark says, what? Are you some kind of mustard tiger? In quotations. I don't know what that's in reference to. Please enlighten me. Oh, Keith Lee says it's on the 1st. VP debate is on Tuesday, October 1st. Well, I knew, I saw 1 in my memory, and I somehow added a 0 to it. All right, so October 1st, so that's cool. That's just right around the corner. Rubber Perez Trucker John stock at $1 million a share. So get in there, get you some. While it's so low, it's going to go up. Hey Delta Dawn, hey Delta Dawn, good to see Delta Dawn. I'm resisting singing that the song, but thanks for being here. The same way when Roxanne comes in, Roxanne Armfield, I resist the temptation to sing the old Police song. Let's see. Mad Max says Truro is also in Massachusetts and Nova Scotia. Wow, who knew? It's in 2 places. One is in the U.S. and one is in Canada. Did I say that wrong? Mad Spark, watch out for the peacocks at Victoria Park. Oh, you guys with all these Canadian references. Dawn says, hello, William. Mad Spark says, my 14-day timeout was finally over, and so I don't have to be Mike H anymore. That's funny. Robert Perez, THC, Grandpa's babysitting helper. Oh, okay. Nick Rich, what the fuck? Not a paying troll? MJ Daniel says, I could not live in an R state no matter how cheap the rent or houses. I am happy here in Western Washington. Well, okay, all right then. Not that Western Washington is a mecca for liberal Democrats either, by the way. Wait, I was thinking Eastern one. Oh, my bad. Western Washington, yeah, okay. Let me look at let me go back to the post. You did say Western Washington. Okay, yeah, Western Washington, you're okay. It's Eastern Washington you got to watch out for. But anyhow, but there's at least there's not that many people out there. Seha's here. Hey, Seha. Thanks for joining us in the chat today. Says Cornholio is an alter ego of Beavis and on Beavis and Butthead. I imagine Cornholio is a bad thing for a Cornwall. Well, there might be holes in the Cornwall. I don't know. Mad Mac, who knows what the Stones song Mother's Little Helper is about? Well, it was probably about some sort of drug. Maybe, what's the one that they would always take to calm their nerves? I believe it started with an L. Why am I not remembering things? Oh my God. MJ Daniel, Cornholio needs TP for his bunghole. Are you threatening me? Mad Mac, take off, hey, bloody hoser. Hey. Donna O, hey, Trucker John. Greetings, everyone. Hey, Donna O, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on by. Let's see, we're getting some people in here in the second hour. Are we in the second hour? I think we are. In hour 2 of Thursday Thoughts. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Xanax. Yeah, no, it was a precursor to the Xanax, right? What do you call it? They'd always say, hey, take Valium. That's what it was. Yeah, Valium. That's what I was thinking. Take a look. I don't know why I thought there was an L in Valium. Valium. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but my brain was blocking it. I had a brain blocker. MJ Daniel, I grew up in Eastern Washington, though, so I know even they are not as bad as other states. Yeah, that's probably true. Matt Sparks says, yeah, if you're considering Washington and political leanings, pretty much anything out of King County is a red state. And King County, of course, is like the greater Seattle area, I believe. Mr. Spock, how did Seha slip in and I didn't notice? Well, he just got in there. There's Mike H. Speaking of the devil. Mike H. pops in. Mike H., your ears must have been ringing because we were talking about you. All good. I think I'm all good things. Actually, we were talking about Chad, but Chad and Mike H. One and the same, I think. Triple Cat Lithium. Or no, I was thinking of Valium. Is what I was thinking of. Tawada 106 has joined us in the chat. I see Tawada 106. Letterkenny, not my pig, not my farm. Letterkenny. Mr. Spock is really stoned. So stoned right now, man. I'm so stoned. Dude, I'm so stoned right now. That's Mr. Spock. He's like, dude, I'm just so stoned right now, man. Wow. Whoa. Stoned. 2106, well, Aberdeen, when you go there, you think, yeah, grunge. I know every time, I'd be on I-5 and I would see the sign for Aberdeen in Washington. Always thought of that, Aberdeen. Who sang that? One of those grunge bands, yeah. But I always think of that. Everybody is saying hi to Mike H. Mike H, you got some friends in here, I think. By the way. Tuato 106 says Jolie. God, I love your name. Matt Spark, Cornholio was the best, right up there with Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty, Tally from South Park, and the short run character department. Tally was kind of a long run, though, I think. Mad Mac, what did Don McLean say his song American Pie was about? And a follow-up, what was his song Vincent about? Well, Vincent was about Vincent van Gogh. Let's just get that one right out of the way. American Pie was about this guy who lived in a neighborhood and had sex with an underage girl. No, that was a movie. American Pie was about, Buddy Holly. The day Buddy Holly died. Or something like that. Okay, so American Pie, Buddy Holly, Vincent van Gogh. Right? Right. MJ Daniel says, a couple of people I went to high school and partied with are Democrats, so there is a presence there. And even my mother's friend, a lifelong Republican, is voting Harris Walz. That is amazing. That still amazes me. If people, lifelong Republicans, are going over, that says a lot about how despicable Donald Trump is, basically. Mike Mayberry says, I got to split by everyone. Thanks for promoting my band. See you next time. Thanks, Mike, for being here. Always good to see you, and we will all check out your page. Jolie did put in the chat a link to Mike's YouTube channel. When you have a chance, go over there, guys, and subscribe and check out the videos. I'm going to be doing that pretty soon here after I'm done here. Check out those videos. Female lead, what was it? A female lead singer, alternative rock, something of this nature. I'm going to check it out, Mike. Thanks for being here, though. Mike Mayberry, because we got Mike Mayberry and we have Mike H. So, you know. MJ Daniel, where was Kurt Cobain from? Seattle. I don't know, somewhere up there. Delta Dawn, 2106. I just was thinking that I love the name Jolie. 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 Trophy Cat, Mad Mac, American Pie was about Buddy Holly's and other musician plane crash. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Don't forget about the Big Bopper and Richie Valens. And don't forget about the poor pilot. No one thinks about the pilot, do they? I'm just kidding. Of course we do. Roxanne Harfield's here. Roxanne, Trucker John, the person in Hal's group last night was Liz. Oh, yes, Liz Winstead. Thank you, Roxanne. Roxanne coming in hot here. Thank you. Thank you. Now I can rest. Now my mind can stop working in the background. Like, yes, Liz Winstead, of course. Thank you, Roxanne. Mad Max says, winner, chicken dinner at Pamela. Hey, I said it too. Say House says, American Pie was about Buddy Holly plane crash. Yes. Toronto 106, holy hey. Hey, I hate that song, American Pie, but Van Gogh rocks my world. You hate American Pie? I love American Pie. I mean, it's a sing-along, right? When it comes on, you cannot, no matter what you're doing, you cannot help but sing along to that song. So that, especially the main chorus, right? Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. I mean, I don't know. I guess to each their own, I guess. But it is one of those songs, though, and then it gets in your head, and then it's like an earworm, right? Mr. Fox says, not that stone, TJ. That's a newbie reaction. Really, stone to me is almost pain-free. Some people use marijuana for pain relief. Okay, all right, dude, mellow out, chill, bro. Pamela says, I'll take the cash. Laughing out loud. MJ Daniel Mad Mac. I was a senior in high school in 8081 and got to watch the OG MTV content. Liquid Television was very good. Back in the day when they actually played music videos. You know, they should at least dedicate. Would it be too much to ask for MTV to play at least maybe an hour of music videos a day? Would that be too much to ask? Truth be told, I haven't actually watched MTV in probably 20 years, so maybe they do. Maybe they do it. I don't know. Trophy Cat, the plane crash was in Iowa, and I've hated Iowa ever since. No, I don't. I don't hate Iowa, or at least not for that reason. Seha says Nutty Holly wasn't the only big musician. Yeah, that died. Yeah, Big Bopper, and someone else I forgot. It was Richie Valens. MJ Danny, Aberdeen, Washington. Yes, that's right, Aberdeen. But there's a song, and I don't think it was Nirvana that did Aberdeen. Was it? Did they do Aberdeen? Because Tawana says Kurt was from Aberdeen. You can still go see the bridge he slept under. God, this town is so depressed. Anyhow, Mad Max says, or do you want what's behind the curtain? Carol is standing in front of Pamela. Okay, so yeah, now you have a choice. Do you want the cash or do you want to see what's behind the curtain? But you might get zonked. Don't get zonked now. Or it could be a nice trip to the Bahamas. You just never know with the curtain. The curtain, you know, you just never know. Nick Rich, TJ got the same at Seha. At Seha. We got the same. We got the same thing. Apparently. Torby Cat, Donna lived in California and her license plate says Donna. Who's Donna? Sehal says, I knew the name, just couldn't spit it out on demand. Mr. Spock, I like the kids in the hall. Buddy Holly skit. The night of the tragic flight, Buddy Holly lets his pet monkey fly the plane. It's very humorous. Oh, yeah, those kids in the hall just making fun of death. 2116 Trucker, okay, I give you props. Mad Mac, when I'm on a long moto ride, that's interesting way of putting it, a moto ride, I always play American Pie and sing along, although the rest of the club switches their comms on mute, laughing out loud. We're going on a moto ride. Mount up. We're going on a moto ride. And then I could just, instead of big Harleys, I'm just picturing like mopeds. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Roxanne, yes, I want my old. Well, I was going to sing it like I want my MTV, but yeah, we have to say now. We have to say I want my old MTV, but it kind of hard to put that in there, huh? I want my old MTV. That's what Sting needs to put that out on one of his socials or something. And he can do, I want my old MTV. Who is the Lizard King? That's Jim Morrison, Mad Mac, of course. Of the Doors. Oh, Mr. Fox says Jim Morrison. Robert Perez, Mojo Rising. Mojo Rising. Whatever that means, and let your little imaginations run on that one. Trophy Cat says Richie Valens' girlfriend. Oh, he wrote the song about her, Donna. Oh, okay. Thank you, Trophy Cat. Oh yeah, and that was, if you saw the the Richie Valens movie with remember what's his face? Freaking why am I not? I swear to God, I must be getting Alzheimer's. Why am I not remembering the guy who played Richie Valens? He's a big star. He's been in a million movies and TV shows. I love the guy. He's great. He's fantastic. He's wonderful. I can't remember his name. He played Richie Valens. But I remember they did that song, Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. Da, 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 da. That's all the words that I know. But, the guy who did, I think he has 3 names, right? 3 names? He's one of those 3 name guys. Great movie. Damn it, I can't remember his name. 2116 says, still, I love Cosmopolis. At least if you're hungry, you can shoot deer, pick mushrooms, and peel bark. Washington isn't so bad. I have never in my life heard of Cosmopolis, but I think I love it already. Just for the name alone, I would want to go there. Let's see. Mr. Spock says, I'm a crawling king snake baby. Mad Max, Spock wins the Reds, man. Remember Reds? I remember Reds. Back in the early 70s, Reds were the thing. Not that I took a lot. I mean, I was a little kid, but I remember everyone talking about Reds. And I remember there was this creepy dude. Like, I was in 6th grade, and there was this creepy dude who I think was in 6th grade, but I think he was like 15 or something. He was like 6 foot something and older, definitely older than all of us, but I think he was still in the 6th grade, or he hung around the 6th graders. I don't know. And he was always trying to sell us Reds. Creepy dude. I believe his name was Mike. Not anything to do with the mics we have in this chat, but anyhow. Saya says, laughing out loud, old before MTV, us old timer had night tracks. Well, I remember. Remember they had, what was that dude in the in concert shows? Those were always cool. Those weren't videos. Those were like little performances. Those were cool. I do remember some video shows too. Yeah, I don't know if it was Night Tracks, but I do remember a precursor to MTV. There were some. I don't know if they were just local or whatever. But I do remember some music video shows that were on TV. And I don't remember what they were called. Maybe it was Night Tracks. I don't know, but I do remember that. Lou Diamond Phillips, yes, yes. I told you he had 3 names. Don O'Leary, Lou Diamond Phillips. Thank you so much. Now my brain can rest again. William says it. Everybody's saying it. Yes, Lou Diamond fucking Phillips. I just added a name. Now he has 4 names. Yeah, he played Richie Valens. It was a great movie. I remember seeing that movie. Actually with, I was actually in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Went to the movie with a girl named Donna. And during that movie, we were holding hands. Because, I don't know, we were feeling the moment of Donna. The whole Donna thing. And I was with a girl named Donna. So, anyhow. Matt Sparks says, if it wasn't mentioned already, when you pull into the town of Aberdeen, it does say, come as you are, in honor of Kurt Cobain. Wow. That's pretty cool. And I really love Nirvana, and I know Kurt Cobain had a lot of issues, mental issues, I think, but he was a great talent, I think. I love Nirvana, great band, great music. That grunge era, just really a whole part of this music scene that really took over like the early 90s, And then when he, it was reported that he committed suicide, it was just a sad thing, a sad day, and really tragic, I think, So rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. Let's see, Janelle's here. Hey, Janelle. Good to see you. Here in the old driver's lounge. Mad Mac. I have some Sha Na Na on my playlist. Bowser. Mr. Spock says Jim Morrison is supposed to come back as Mr. Mojo Rising. I'm still not holding my breath. Oh yeah, Mojo Rising. That's all I know. Let's see here. Delta Dawn says there's a documentary about MTV on Hulu I just watched. Very interesting and entertaining. Wow, that does sound interesting and entertaining. So to check that out sometime. Mad Mac, I second your opinion on Cosmopolis. I know, it just sounds very intriguing. I gotta go there, man. MJ Daniel, I remember eating Red Hots candy in the 6th grade. Yeah, those are probably the Reds he was selling. I don't know. I wouldn't have known the difference. Mad Mac, Reds equal Seconal barbiturates. Yeah, I remember, yeah, that was the big thing in like the early mid 70s. Getting Reds, buying Reds. But I never bought any. I'm trying to think if I did, because I at some point I might have. But I don't remember. I don't think like not when I was in 6th grade, but maybe in high school. But I don't think I did. I think by then it might have died out. The whole Reds thing. Toronto 106 Mad Spark Cosmopolis isn't bad. Gray's Harbor is beautiful, I say. Well, there you go. There you go. Thursday Thoughts, folks. These are the Thursday Thoughts coming at you. Michael McAndrews. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Says, I think a show was called Midnight Concert. It was cool before MTV. Yeah, they had Midnight And those weren't music videos. Those were actually like live performances. It was, yeah, they had that. But I do remember In Concert was good. But I do remember there was some actual music video shows just before MTV. There were more local, like probably local types of stuff. Mr. Spock, La Bamba. That was the Richie Valens story. Yes, Mr. Spock. Thank you. Thank you for that. Seha says, Night Track started Friday night, played music vids all weekend. Midnight Special. Yeah, MJ Daniel, Midnight Special, and Don Kirshner's rock concert. Yes, those were two different shows, right? Has some great music back in the day. And you can see those. I think I see those pop up on YouTube every now and then. I've watched a few just for old time's sake. And also, they're great bands, great bands from the era of those 70s bands. So you can see those. I think probably both of those are probably, a lot of those are on YouTube now, and maybe other places. I don't know, but Toronto's 106. Kurt was beautiful, but he was a suicide waiting to happen. Yeah, I guess so. Robert Perez, Trucker John, did you ever watch MV3 with Richard Blade on Channel 9 here back in LA? I think I did, because I remember Richard Blade. I don't remember it being called MV3, but I remember Richard Blade. And of course, he was with K-Rock. And Richard Blade, I believe, talking about Nirvana and Kurt Cobain's suicide, I believe, if I remember correctly, I was in, I think, Burbank or somewhere in San Fernando Valley. I think it was in Burbank. I remember driving. I was doing actually some delivering. I worked at the post office at the time, but I was doing some deliveries during the day, not post office related. It was actually my cousin Dan had this. He was trying to start this business where he was delivering. I don't know, I forget now. It was something where he was editing tapes for studios or something. And he asked me if I would help him deliver these things to certain offices that were some sort of recording houses or something. So I was doing that. And I remember I was I just got to this one office and dropped off some of these tapes. And I was in my car. I had K-Rock playing. And I remember I think it was Beck. The Beck song was Loser. It was playing, and all of a sudden they cut in the middle of that. And I'm pretty sure it was Richard Blade, because he's the English guy, right? He's the English guy, English accent. And he cut in and just said, I have very disturbing news. We just are getting reports of up in Seattle, Washington, someone looked into a window of a building belonging to Kurt Cobain. They're saying there's a dead body on the floor I think he said there's a shotgun next to it. It's not confirmed if it's Kurt Cobain or not, something like that. It was like kind of going on, but basically it was announcing that Kurt Cobain had just committed suicide. And then they went back to this Loser song. It was like, all right, now back to that. And it was kind of weird. I'm like, oh, and I'm just sitting there in stunned silence. I'm like, oh my God, Kurt Cobain just fucking blew his brains out with a shotgun. And then later on, after the song, then Richard Blade came on and goes, because I imagine they must have got a bunch of calls or something. He was like, there was like, it was just a coincidence. We were playing the song Loser. And it had nothing to do with, Kurt Cobain and whatever. But that's my memory. I remember I was listening to K-Rock, and I'm pretty sure it was Richard Blade who made that announcement. So the first that I heard about Kurt Cobain's suicide was from Richard Blade, right on the spot. I mean, it was right after it happened or whatever. So anyhow, that's my Richard Blade, Kurt Cobain suicide story. And Fancy is back. And Micromanager Fancy is back. Janelle says hello. Hello, Janelle. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Toronto 106 Jolie. Anyway, please visit, is it pronounced Chiba or Chiba, Japan, with me. Boy, that sounds like it would be fun. MJ Daniel, the original Aeon Flux on MTV was very cool. think I recall that. Mr. Spock, Courtney off. Yeah, then we, of course, we're going to get into these conspiracy theories that Courtney did it and all this shit. Three months later, he wrote all apologies, lyrics for Courtney and melody for Frances Bean. It was an embarrassment to her. She set him up, blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting into the conspiracies. I've heard all the conspiracies, and I think it's all bullshit. And there's a documentary, and people will say, you got to watch the documentary. It's on YouTube or whatever, and it will explain it all, and blah, 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 blah. Robert Perez, how about those Rams last Sunday? That was awesome. That was one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. And boo fuckity hoo to all you San Francisco whiner fans. I hate the fucking 49ers. And I'm so glad that my Rams kicked a little ass, made a comeback. And I hope they do that every fucking time. I hope they just start beating the Niners every goddamn time. I don't care if they only win 2 games a year as long as they beat the goddamn 49ers. They need to start kicking their fucking asses. I hate the fucking 49ers. And I hate all those goddamn 49er fans that come down and invade LA. So the more we beat them, LA, hey, Sean McVay and all you guys, the more, and I know you're all listening, the more you start beating and fucking rubbing their fucking nose in the ground and fucking kicking their asses, the less these fucking whiner fans will start coming down. Because they don't want to spend their hard-earned money just to watch their team get their ass kicked. So that's one way. If you want to stop all those goddamn Niner fans from invading SoFi Stadium, then start kicking their ass a little more often. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Bad Max says, I just rode through Grays Harbor 2 weeks ago. Washington Coast is a very cool ride. Yeah, I've taken some of that coastal routes in my big rig, and it's a very, very pretty. Very pretty. I'm not going to read any of the Mr. Spock's conspiracy theories. I'm just gonna pass right over them. Bad Mac Midnight Special had Wolfman Jack as the host, right? Wolfman Jack, I think so. He would go, hey, buddy, it's the Wolfman, something like that. He said something like that. I think he said Wolfman a lot. Fancy, I liked Wolfman Jack. Yeah, he was cool, and he had his own radio show and everything. Roxanne, I love Johnny Rivers, and I think Johnny Rivers was on one of those shows. And of course, my favorite song is "Secret Agent Man," because I was like a little kid when that song came out. I was probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something. And it was just like the coolest song, and I still think it's a cool song. The Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent Man. That's all I know. I don't know lyrics. I can't remember lyrics. It's like, well, yeah. I'm just terrible at remembering lyrics. I think it's a mental block. Torby Cat, American Bandstand. Oh, there was American Bandstand, but that's not like a video show. I give it a 5. It was easy to dance to. That's funny, Torby Cat. But yeah, I remember watching that with Dick Clark. You know. Sayhouse says before Night Tracks, all we had was Solid Gold top 10 countdown on TV Wednesday to get our music list. Listening to the top 100 on the radio. Oh, is Midas Kevin here? I didn't see Midas Kevin. I didn't mean to not say hello. Apparently Midas Kevin is here, but I don't see him in the chat. And I do have it on all chats. So for some reason, I'm not seeing Midas Kevin. But if you're here, hello. Hello to Midas Kevin. I don't know why I'm going all British on you. There's Midas Kevin. Midas Kevin says hello. Well, hello. Hi back at you. I must have just been scrolling, and I just scrolled right over it. Let's see. MJ Daniel says another sad one was Mother Love Bone. They had just signed a big recording deal when the singer Andrew Wood died of an OD. A couple of members went on to form Pearl Jam. Oh, yeah, Mother Love Bone. I do remember that band. Or I remember the name. You know, I don't know if I recall any songs or anything. Is that the one where they kind of did the what was that album? I want to say Hair of the Dog, but it wasn't Hair of the Dog because that's Nazareth. But you know what I mean. Fill me in on that one. MJ, a little Seattle grunge history. And that was one of my, I love the grunge era. I love Pearl Jam and Nirvana, Alice in Chains. And I know there's some bands that are not necessarily from Seattle. We always think of the Seattle music scene. Apparently, like Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. I think Alice in Chains might have been from San Diego or something like that. But I think they all went up to Seattle, and they were all in this, the big Seattle music scene of that time. And there was some great bands that came out of there. I mean, it doesn't get any better than Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, that's kind of the big four, I guess, at least that made it. And then later on, I guess Soundgarden, but that's kind of more hard rock, but they kind of came out of that too, I think. At least that's my opinion. But and I know there's lots of other great bands, and you probably other bands that you guys would like better. But I think those are the big four, at least commercially, that were huge, right? Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots. That's the big four. That's kind of like when I think of the English invasion, the British invasion. You got Beatles, Stones, The Who, Zeppelin. That's kind of the big four of that. And I know there's a lot of other bands you could put in there, like the Kinks or whatever. But then when you think of grunge, I kind of think of kind of the big four for that is what I just said. I don't want to say it again because I don't want to keep repeating myself. Just my opinion, just my Thursday thought. That's one of my Thursday thoughts. Keeping in with the theme of the show, Thursday thoughts. Seha says, I'm Casey Kasem with the top 100 songs of the week coming at you. Casey Kasem, that's right. Thank you very much. Dedicate. What is it? We'd like to dedicate this song or whatever. However he would do it. You know what it is. MJ Daniels, Seattle Seahawks in first place at the moment at 3-0. At the moment. We'll see how it shakes out a little later on in the season when the Rams are on top. Mr. Spock, okay, I said I wasn't going to read those, so I'm going to skip. I don't want to hear any conspiracy theories because I think it's bullshit, and I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it with you, Mr. Spock. I enjoy having you around, and I don't want to chase you off. You know what I mean? I don't want you to get pissed off at me and leave, but I don't want to read your stupid conspiracy theories. Anywho, MJ Daniels talking to Tawada 106 about the beautiful places in Washington, I guess. It's very beautiful up there. The whole Oregon, Washington coastline is very beautiful. Oh, man, Matt, giving you a number, taking your name. Yeah, a secret agent man, secret agent man. Anyhow, I love that song. I can't remember any of the words because I have a mental block about lyrics. Or either that or just, I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong. Something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my brain. I can't remember lyrics. I have friends that will sing a song, a rock song from when we were in high school, and they know the whole goddamn song. And they're not singers. They're not performers. They're just other normal people. And they're like, come on, don't you remember this? Don't you remember that? I'm like, I remember it, but I can't, say it until you tell me it. Anyhow, yes, people are helping me with the lyrics. Thank you, Pamela, and Mad Mac with the Secret Agent Man lyrics. There's at least one line there, anyhow. And Nick Rich. Okay. Roxanne for the Trucker Johnny Rivers sang theme song for Midnight Special. Yeah, I know. That's right. I do remember that connection. Yes. Thank you, Roxanne, for clarifying. And I'm pretty sure he may have performed Secret Agent Man at one point. But he had a bunch of other hits, too, especially during mid to late 60s. Johnny Rivers, probably maybe a bit underrated. I don't know. I remember in the 60s, he was on the radio a lot. He got some big hits. Hey, John from Las Vegas says hello, John and trucklers, by the way. Thank you, John, for being here. Good to see. Always good to see old John from Las Vegas. There's two Johns from Las Vegas in here, myself and then actually John from Las Vegas. Good to see you. I hope you stick around and hang out with us for a little bit longer. I know I'm going to be on for a little bit. I'm trying to see how long I've been on. Less than 2 hours, I can tell you that. But I'll be probably signing off here in about 10-15 minutes or so. If you want to hang out with us for a little bit longer, that'd be great. We've got Thursday Thoughts going on. We're just expressing our thoughts. I'm ignoring some people's thoughts. Sorry, Mr. Spock. I'm ignoring some of your thoughts. Temple of the Dog. Well, I'm not ignoring that. Thank you, Mr. Spock. Temple of the Dog. And I know they had a bunch of band. They had, of course, Eddie Vedder and was Steve Cantrell. Who was all in there? Hodgepodge of people from different bands, different grunge bands were on that. And that I used to have that CD before all my CDs got stolen, and I really love that CD. Really great songs. MJ says. Audio Slave members, Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, Chris Cornell singing is amazing. I love, another one, Chris Cornell. I mean, who knew? I didn't really know. The guy, I guess, was kind of bipolar. He's on meds, right? And he goes off his meds and commits suicide. Kind of like Brad Delp of Boston, I think, too. They go off the meds and then commit suicide. Or actually, in Chris Cornell's case, I think it might have been the meds that made him commit suicide. Because wasn't whatever he was on for his bipolar disease wasn't one of the side effects like thoughts of suicide or something. I don't know. It's all tragic. It's all sad. Great talents, just tremendous talents, and it's so sad to see him go so early like that. And it's sad. And it's sad for us as fans, but it's so sad for their families. I remember when Chris Cornell died, and then I remember, I guess maybe it was like a year later or something. I don't know. I just happened to be watching. I don't know if it was like the Today Show. You know how sometimes they have like little concerts on the street, and they had Chris Cornell's daughter. She's just like a teenage girl, beautiful girl, and she sang. I guess it might have been one of Chris's songs or a Soundgarden song. I forget what song it was, but she sang this song. And my God, you think Chris Cornell is a great singer. His daughter, and I don't know what she's doing career-wise now, because this has been quite a way, years now. Because I was wondering if she was ever going to be, in the business, like singing business, because she had a remarkable voice, beautiful, like an angel. And I was just like, oh my God, the talent was passed on down to her, for sure. And I saw that with somebody else. Somebody else did. Then you see, was it Taylor Hawkins? That's his name, the drummer, right, for Foo Fighters. And he's been in other bands too. And then he ODs on fucking cocaine or something, right? As a relapse of cocaine use or whatever, and he dies. And then they've been doing all these. They were doing these like Taylor Hawkins memorials and stuff with Dave Grohl, and have you guys seen the video of Taylor Hawkins' son playing drums? Oh my God, he's like 13. I mean, if this kid doesn't get into a band, then there's something wrong, because the passion that he played with on I guess it was My Hero. There Goes My Hero. I think that was the song. And this kid just rips into it, man. I mean, he could be a pro right now. He could be in a professional recording, band, whatever, right now. I mean, it was, and it's just amazing. And then you see Wolfie Van Halen. Oh, to tell the truth, I kind of, Van Halen is probably my favorite all-time rock band. But, the last 10 years or however long, they've been I've kind of not really listened to a lot of their stuff because, Dave left, and then Sammy left, and then and it was just a whole thing. It just wasn't like the same Van Halen anymore. I kind of fell out with them, and then they brought Wolfie in, and I really wasn't paying attention to the band, and I just kind of thought, oh, he's just playing bass. They kicked out Michael Anthony, and I thought it was kind of shitty the way they treated him, and they just brought in Wolfie just because he was Eddie's son. Oh my God, was I wrong about that? Because I've been watching a lot of Wolfie Van Halen videos just within this year, and I'm finding out what a fucking awesome musician that Wolfgang Van Halen is. I think every bit as good as his father. It's not, a lot of times they say, like genius skips a generation or whatever. Not in the case of Wolfie Van Halen. He is fucking, not only does he play bass, he plays lead guitar. And he plays fucking his dad's, Van Halen songs every bit as good as his dad. It's amazing. It's almost like listening to Eddie. Totally amazing. And now, they have the Mammoth band, the sort of, he's taken the old name that his dad had before Van Halen. They had Mammoth, and now Wolfie's got Mammoth. Mammoth was a Mammoth, and then he has his initials, I guess, is it WVH or whatever. And I've been listening to those because I really, I really hadn't been listening, and now over the last few months, I've been listening and watching videos of Wolfie Van Halen, and he's amazing. It's just, and he just inherited that talent, that genius, and of course, growing up with his dad, and I'm sure just from a young child, he was in the, him and his dad were probably playing, and he was in the studio with them, and my God, it's just amazing. It just amazes me. So these kids, like I was talking about, just amazing to see him perform and kind of carry on the legacy of their family name and everything. It's really amazing. Anyhow, I don't know how I got on that. That's the Thursday Thought, I guess. One of our Thursday Thoughts. Ben J. Daniel, my favorite on the radio was in the 70s was Dr. Demento. I used to listen to Dr. Demento a lot. That's when I first heard Weird Al. Yeah, absolutely. Mad Max says, is it over Washington State? Never want to leave. We're riding to 3 mountain passes. Yeah, Washington State's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. That's for sure. Mike H. says, Stargazer by Timber the Dogs. Yeah, that's a great album. Or CD or whatever you want to call it. Keith Philippe, the ultimate version of Secret International was done by Devo. Well, that was a good version, but nothing tops Johnny Rivers' version, I don't think. In my opinion, my humble opinion, nothing will top the Johnny Rivers version of it. Mr. Spock, it's called Practice at TJ. Oh, yeah, but learning lyrics, I guess. Well, some people, they just listen to the songs on the radio, and they could do the whole song right back. Roxanne, I agree. Chucker John, the Pacific Northwest is very beautiful. John from Las Vegas, at work, kind of lurking. Lurk away. I'm glad to see you in here, though. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Midas Kevin Adams says, Casey Kasem, if he wanted a song from Trucker, would get him on the phone and say, John Fowler, here's your song. Thanks for calling. And now we have a trucker out on the road today. Goes by the handle of Trucker John. And we're going to dedicate this one to him. This is called Rubber Ducky, or whatever. Mr. Spock, I used to know the entire An American Prayer back in the day. See, I don't even know that song, American Prayer. I don't even know that. I mean, I probably do, but it's just not ringing any bells with me. It's not ringing any bells. And of course, Jolie's reminding us we have memberships, super chats, super stickers. And you can like, subscribe, share, and you can buy me a coffee over at buymeacoffee.com. Thanks, Jolie, for that reminder. Matt Sparks says, trucker question. Oh, trucker question. How many recaps have you ever had blow out on your question mark higher percentage of recaps blown versus virgin tires? I think it's definitely higher. I know I've had a few. Usually they're on trailers because they would use recaps a lot on the trailers. I don't know the exact number. I mean, it probably only happened to me a few times, maybe just 4 or 5 times, and I think those might have all been. I don't know if they were all recaps, but I don't know. I think it's more recap, more recaps. That's what they should call them, recaps. Probably maybe a 2-to-1 ratio. Maybe, I don't know. Mike H. Chris Cornell was great, and Mike H. Goddamn right he was. He was great and awesome, and a really great singer. Hope you guys can hear me. I am totally mangling my little boom mic setup here. I'm just skipping down a little bit. Mr. Spot, coke is an evil drug. Mike H. Chris and Tony were great together when they sung Redemption Song. The Redemption Song. See, I don't know the words, so I just have to say this title. Minus Kevin Anderson here says Jimi Hendrix put acid on his headscarf, then wore it like cool dude. Wow, I never knew that. I remember the scarves, but I don't remember the acid part of it. Fancy says Wolfie is awesome. He is totally awesome. And he seems like a sweet kid. Like, I saw some interviews of him. I've been watching those. And he just, he has this really laid back kind of vibe, as the kids are saying these days. At least in these interviews. He seems like a really nice, sweet kid and a freaking musical genius. Total musical genius. Scully Pop! Hey, Scully! 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 Thank you, Scully, for being here. Always good to see Scully. Actually, you don't see him in the live chat room all that often. He always catches us on the replay. So good to see you drop in. Powder Girl's here. Powder Girl says, just subscribe. Midas Anderson told me about your channel. Well, thank you, Powder Girl, for subbing, and thank you, Midas Anderson, about sharing and telling people. See, that's how it works, folks. That's how it works. Thank you, Powder Girl, for being here. Scully here says, Jolie Tingles. Delta Dawn. Hi, Powder Girl. Keith Polite. Sean Lennon is also, yes, Sean Lennon also very, very, very good. I like Sean. And I like the other one. The other kid, actually. Let's see. Zolda's in. Hey, Zolda. Hey, y'all. We're preparing for a storm today. All right. Be careful, Zolda. Those storms. Yeah, get your stock up on water and toilet paper and batteries, I guess, and candles, maybe. I don't know. And be careful out there. Make sure you're, find some shelter. Stay inside, whatever. WW, Tony Michaels Ray. Hey, W. Thanks for being here. Thanks for finally coming over here. See, so WW, does that mean, I forget, does that mean you're in the basement? Or are you on the upper decks there of the house? I forget which one's which. Nick Rich, 11 a.m. in Vegas. I'm only 6 minutes behind in the chat. And we are just about a little over 2 hours in the show. So I usually start signing off about now because this is about the time when my butt starts to hurt from sitting in this chair. I need to get me a new chair, which I will one day. WW says, if Trump wins, I'm buying a cabin in Victoria, British Columbia. There you go. Sounds lovely. Powder Girl, thanks. You probably should move there regardless of who wins. Powder Girl says, thanks, guys. Roxanne, Pamela, Fancy, Delta, and Mike. Zolda's in South Georgia near Tallahassee. Hunker down, Izolda. Hunker down. Robin M. Scully Tingles, my love. Hey, TJ Hale. I'm on a smoke break lurking. Well, thanks, Robin M., for coming in and saying hi to us. Let us know you're here and that you're lurking. That's always good to know. It's always good to know. Tawada 106 says, Eastern Washington girls are so beautiful. I don't have any reason to doubt that. I think I've seen some very beautiful Eastern Washington girls. Robert Perez, I am a spud from the Devolution. Crack that whip. Do, 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 do. Robin M., hey, John, your glasses are on your face. Oh! There they are. Been looking for those all over the place. I was wondering why I could see so clearly. I just thought maybe my eyes got better. I don't know. Fancy says, last time I heard a Devo song, I couldn't get it out of my head for weeks. Crack that whip. Okay. I'm going to skip it on down a little bit here in the chat. I'm going to skip on down a little bit here in the chat. Mr. Spock says, I worked with a guy who thought he was a rapper. Gave me, music, a demo CD. Not too bad. I said a 5-minute comedy bit I wrote to him. He repeated it back to me perfectly with the right pauses. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Some people are just gifted that way, you know? Pamela says, hit the like, folks. Yes. Hit that like button. Like, subscribe, and share. All that good stuff. WW, this is my secret name. My Facebook trolls don't know about it. Oh, okay. So, mum's the word. Mum's the word on that one. Don't tell anybody. Oh, Nick Rich. Nick Rich, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, Nick Rich. What do you mean no cookies? What? Cookie time! It's cookie time, everybody! Hey, it's cookie time! It's cookie time! Cookie time! You guys didn't think you were gonna get out of here without seeing old Tough Cookie, did you? Huh? Huh? Nah, not so lucky. Not so lucky this time. It's cookie time! It's cookie time, motherfucker! I noticed Trucker John's been kind of keeping it clean today. So I'm here. So that's my job. I'm gonna come in, lay down some motherfucking words every now and then. You know, we gotta dirty the place up a little bit. How you fuckers all doing today? Huh? Hope you're doing good. Hope everyone's doing all right. Not really, though. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. That's what I do. I come in here, you know, I get a little harsh for all you little mamby-pamby liberals out there. Sometimes you need to be, slapped around a little bit. So, anyhow, all right, this was for you. I came in here just for you, Nick Rich. Are you happy now? Are you happy, motherfucker? I hope so. I hope you're happy. Because truth be told, I was back in the kitchen getting a snack. And then I heard the call from Nick Rich, and I was like, oh, God damn it, now I got to go and do my thing. I got to do my Tough Cookie thing. I guess my snack will just have to wait till later because Nick Rich wanted me to come out here. All right, fucker. Well, here I am. You happy? You happy now? I hope you're happy. Hey, of course he's happy. We're all happy. Everyone's happy. I'm happy. You're happy. We're all feeling happy. I hope. Even though there's a lot of shit going down, but you got to take a break from all that shit talk. Excuse my French. I am so sorry I just said that. But sometimes you got to take a break from it. And sometimes you just got to say, hey, what the hey? What the heck? Let's just have a good time. Just have a nice time. Let's just unwind, from our, from the daily BS. I'm just going to say BS. I'm not going to say the whole thing out. I don't want to, have negative vibes out here. We can stay positive and happy. And, but we're going to be vigilant, right? Make sure we vote. Make sure we're registered to vote. Vote.org, all that good stuff. Make sure you're registered. And we're going to vote. And we're all going to vote blue, right? We're going to vote blue and get that orange menace out of here. We're just getting him out of here and send him to prison where he belongs. So that's my positive talk for today. All right, so just want to say hi to everybody real quick before the show ends. I know it's getting late. And, Trucker John's in the kitchen now. He's complaining to Tough Cookie about how his butt is getting sore. And I'm like, so? I don't. Who cares about your butt? Anyhow. All right, guys. So that's it for me. I'll see you guys on Saturday, though. We're going to be here on Saturday, okay? So stay cool. Stay cool. Stay positive, everybody. Stay positive and make sure you vote. I'm just going to talk about voting every time you see me because I'm all into it. I'm all into voting. Me and Taylor Swift, we're buddies, by the way, me and Taylor, and we're all into voting. Make sure you're registered and vote blue. Vote for Kamala Harris. She's great. All right, so those guys were here. I hope that Nick Rich liked that. WW says, I shared you on Facebook using my old name, but I doubt that any of them would be here on YouTube. Probably not, because the people you associate with, they're not cool enough to come to YouTube, probably. I don't know. Mr. Spock, number one rule, send weed to Nick Rich, hint, hint. WW, another beautiful day in Rockford, except for the pollen. Yeah, pollen can be a real buzzkill. Can't it, though? Nick Rich, I'm always in a great mood. That's good. Brandon Woods is here. Brandon says, it is your channel. Say the word fuck. You're not on the radio, laughing out loud. I also heard worse on YouTube. Well, I say fuck, and Tough Cookie has apparently no hesitation to say it. Paul the Pooper Build guy, though, I don't know. He is a little hesitant to say it. I don't know. I guess, to each his own. We're all a little different. If Paul doesn't feel comfortable with those words, that's his choice. I'm not going to cuss word shame him. I don't know. Is that the word? But fuck yeah, I'll drop an F-bomb every now and then. Fuck yeah, I will. How you like that? Fucking A right, man. Fucking A, man. Delta Don says, fun fact, Tim Walz is younger than Weird Al. That is a fun fact, by the way. WW, me and you and you and me. Me and you and you and me. Mr. Spock, chicken stir fry tonight. Last day for the 3-day roast chicken. Chicken Talk with Mr. Spock. I'm telling you, Mr. Spock, you need to make a channel. Chicken Talk with Mr. Spock. Rubber Perez, get to work, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, here's Johnny. Honey, I'm home. What movie was that from? Honey, I'm home. Here's Johnny. Tell me what movie that's from. WW, what was her name? I don't know what you're talking about for the names. Nick Rich, thanks, I loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Nick Rich, expletives have their place, and this is one of those places. WW is the new Facebook page, just lists the YouTube site, so I should probably be careful. You be careful, WW. You be careful. Roxanne, purple beard guy is more genteel. There you go. That's a good way of putting it, Roxanne. You said it perfectly. Mad Max The Shining, yep. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And Fancy says The Shining. WW says The Shining. Isolde Zinn says, I need to watch The Shining. WW, haven't shared you for a while, for a long time. Why? I like to be shared. I like to be passed around. That didn't sound right. All right, guys. My butt really is hurting. I really do need to get a new chair, a better chair, I think. I think the chair situation, it has about a 2-hour limit in this chair. So anyhow, and it's been over 2 hours. You guys are probably sick of me by now. Sick and tired of me. You're like, God, why are we here? It's just, I've had enough. I've had enough of this trucker John. He bores me. Send him away. Send him away. He's boring me. Dismissively waves him off. Pamela Numbut. Yeah, it's more than numb. There's something else going on here. Isolde Zinn, Sturdy chairs are the best. Oh, I'll have to look into that. Mike H says, you almost got me there, Mike. Mike H says, joy. Joy who? Joy to the world? Fancy says, that's what I have, Isolde. Mad Spark. Purple beard guy is Mr. Mackey's cousin. Okay. 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 Anyhow, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me and having all these Thursday thoughts with me. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for putting up with the internet's tiniest mic. That's what I have, I believe. And Nick says, are you working this evening? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm working. I'll be out there driving the Ubers. WW steel case chair. W. It is wearing out, but they cost a fortune. Okay, well, I'm not getting one of those then. But yeah, as I was saying, thanks for being here, hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes and the shares and all that good stuff. Thanks for the members. Members Only Monday. Don't forget, Members Only Monday. We're shooting for 11 a.m. Pacific time, or whenever Hal. If Hal is going to be going late, then I'll probably just wait till he's over. And it'll be kind of like a post-show hangout, but for members only. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want to join us on that, then you got to be a member. That's just how it works. Sorry, that's the thing. And you might see some colorful graphics by then. Hopefully, that's the thing. Mr. Spock, next live cast you should eat spaghetti. Oh, okay, maybe. I don't know. This is usually, well, for Saturday, 11 a.m., maybe. I don't know. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Awesome, as always. Thanks for being here. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Maybe, I've been complaining about having a sore butt from sitting in this chair. Maybe the solution just might be stretching my hammies. All right, guys. I'll see you guys. What day? Oh, you know what? Oh, wait. I always forget. Today's Thursday, right? It's even on the schedule. Where's the schedule? Over here. I'll be back in a few hours. Because how could I forget? See, I'm getting forgetful in my old age. We'll be right back here in about 3.5 hours for the House Sparks pre-show hangout. So don't forget that. All you guys in here, make sure you come back at about 3 p.m. Pacific time. We'll hang out for an hour for the pre-show. Hang out. How can I forget that? And how do I expect you guys to remember that if I can't even remember that? Oh my gosh, I feel so embarrassed. Don't forget, today, 3 p.m. Pacific time, we'll hang out for an hour before Hal. We'll get warmed up and all that good stuff. So I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. today. I don't know if there'll be any spaghetti eating or not. But you just never know. You might want to tune in just in case, because there's nothing funnier than watching someone eat spaghetti. That's but I'm not promising that there's going to be spaghetti. But you never know. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys in a few hours at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Be there or be square. And in the meantime, though, I am going to stretch my old hammies out in the meantime. All right. See you at 3 o'clock, guys.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in, but don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream.